Hello everyone and welcome back to Cowboy Survival. I'm Richard, and tonight what we're going to do is to talk about ranger beads, sometimes called pace beads. Now normally I would do this video outdoors, but it storms, hail, I don't think it's a good time to be outdoors, so we're going to do this inside tonight. But we're going to talk about these beads. These are very helpful and useful in land navigation. So you're going to have 9 beads down here, which each represent 1/10 of a kilometer or 100 meters. You're going to have 4 beads up here, each one of which represents a kilometer. And as you walk, you will, every time you move 100 meters, you will move 1 bead down the pace bead line, and you'll move another one down and another one down until you get to 9. And when you get to the 10th one, you move this one down for 1 kilometer, move these back up, and you start again. So it's a really, really useful tool. Often you're given directions to go so many kilometers at one heading, then once you get there, take another heading and go another so many kilometers. This is going to be really, really helpful in helping you to do that. Now, we'll also talk near the end of this video, once I can get outdoors, how you decide how many steps is a 100 meters. Each one of us is going to have to do that differently, which we're going to have to determine for ourselves, and I'll show you how I determined it for myself. So, without any further delay, what I'm going to do is get into the process of actually making your own set of ranger beads. We're going to set them up with a clip so that you can clip them to the front of your vest or to the strap of your backpack that you're carrying. And we're also going to attach a compass down at the bottom, because if you need to know the heading you're going in, you're going to need a compass. And so if you have the compass and the beads all together, and they're designed so that they can be very, very accessible, it's going to make it a much easier process for you to do your land navigation. So let's just get into how you make your own ranger beads. So this is really a pretty simple do-it-yourself project. You're going to need 3 things. You're going to need 9 beads, you're going to need some paracord, and you're going to need some twine that I'll show you what we need that for in a moment. Now the beads I got at Hobby Lobby. Those beads are back in the craft section. I got a box of the wooden beads. You can get any color bead you want. They got lots of plastic ones, all different colors, red, white, yellow, blue, all kinds of mixed colors. You can get them green, you can get them all kinds of stuff. I got the wooden ones just because I thought they would look cool. Now the problem with the wooden ones is they could break because it's not a real hard wood, and if they get wet, that could be a problem as well. But for now, I'm just having fun making ranger beads, so I can do anything I want to with them. Then you're going to need about 4 feet of paracord. This paracord is a little over 4 feet long. We're going to double it over, and our beads are going to go on this paracord. Now, I'm not going to do anything with it, like tying any knots in it yet, or because we don't need to. I'll show you what to do with that in a moment. Now, we're also going to need, if you'll notice, this paracord, this bead has a really tiny hole in it, okay? This paracord is not going to go through that hole. It's just not going to do it. And we've got to go through it add doubled. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this twine to pull the paracord through each of the beads. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this paracord and I'm going to go ahead with this twine, and I'm going to go ahead and put all of my beads on my twine. Okay, and that way I can do them. I don't have to keep undoing it every time I want to put on another bead. So I've got 13 beads here, and we're going to put these beads on this twine. And I'll show you another little thing we're going to do here in a moment. So this twine will fit right through those beads. You just grab it and you pull it on through. And you just have to do this several times till you get all the beads on there. So what I'll do is I'll come back on the camera in a minute once I've got them all on. So my beads are all on my twine at this point. Now I'm going to tie a little knot in the end of this, and the reason I'm going to do that is I don't want my beads to come off of the end while I'm pulling them. So I'm going to go and tie a knot. Now the next thing I'm going to do with my paracord is I'm going to take my paracord and I'm going to stretch it out. I'm going to pass one end through this loop down here, and then I'm going to have I'll have that. So that is now pulled through there, and it's fairly even down here at the other end. Doesn't have to be perfect. We can always even it out later. So I'm going to take a bead, and I'm going to pull this bead down, and what you're going to see is it's going to bunch up here at the paracord. But if I pull it nice and firm, I can pull that paracord right through that bead, and the bead is now on there. And I can do that with each one of these beads. I can pull them, and I'm transferring the bead from the twine onto the paracord. And you could actually do two at once if you wanted to. So we'll do two at once here. Two at once goes quicker, of course. Take two, pull those through. You're going to see this is a really fast project. You can do this yourself. And even you can make a bunch of these for your friends. You can make one for each one of your bags, which I think would be kind of cool. And the last bead, okay? Now, at this point, all of my beads are on my paracord. I do not need the twine anymore, so I'm simply going to take my knife, cut the paracord, and take it, or the twine, and take it off. Now what I've got is my paracord, and I've got to decide how I want to do this. So I'm going to tie a knot down in the bottom of this paracord. And I'm going to tie it probably about 6 inches from the bottom. You can tie it and you make it however long. And by the way, if you don't like the length of this, you can always untie the knot and do it later. Just be careful not to have any of the beads fall off. Now on the bottom part of this, and you want to make sure it's even, right? That it's nice and straight. You want 9 of these beads. So we're going to take 9 of these beads, 3, 6, 9, and we're going to pass these all the way down to this end down here. Now, you want to leave about, I don't know, it's really a matter of preference. I'm going to leave about 3 or 4 inches, and I'm going to tie a knot here. Now, actually, before I do that, I'm going to decide how much of a loop I want at the top of this. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this loop here, because I don't need a big loop. Remember, this is the loop I'm going to use to attach to the clip, like a carabiner or an S-biner. I'm going to use this S-biner right here. So it'll go on this, and then my S-biner will go right onto my pack or my vest. So that's about all the loop I need. It's probably a little more than I need, but that's okay. So then I'll pull these beads up here, top, and I only need enough to be pulling the beads down. So I'm going to put another knot in this right about here. And I'll have to pull the whole shoot match through here. And it's going to be a little stiff because these beads don't, once they're on this line, they don't bend really well. So I'm going to pass this down along this, and I'll put this knot in here. And I'm going to pull this up. I think it's a little low, so I'm going to pull it up a little bit higher. And now I've got the top part of my paracord beads right here. So my Ranger beads are there, and I can pull those down as I need to count. And actually that knot may still be a little bit tall, so I'm going to, a little bit long, so I don't need that much string there. So I'm going to pull some of that down. And there we go. I think that's probably about right. I can move those beads down like this. So now what I'm going to do is pull all these beads up to the top. And when those beads are up to the top, now I got to decide where I want this knot. And I don't need this knot that far down, so I'm going to move that knot up a little bit. So we'll tie that knot right about there. Again, it's not an exact science. You can do it wherever you want it, however makes you comfortable. So now these beads, I've got my Ranger beads really done. Now there's only one more thing I've got to do, and that is I'm going to add my compass down on the end of these beads with my loose ends. So let me go show you how I'm going to do that. I went and got one of these liquid fill compasses from Coghlan's. It's really inexpensive. You can get other compasses. This compass is going to work very well for this purpose. This is not my primary compass, but it is a compass I can add to my Ranger beads in order to have a nice item that I can tell direction with. So this compass pops open. It's liquid filled. It's going to point north. If I hold it nice and even, it's going to point north wherever I want to go, and north is behind me. So I'm really pleased with how this compass is going to do. I can set my direction very easily with, it's got a little arrow on there, and it closes up nice, so I don't have to worry about it getting beat up. Then all I'm going to do is pass this through here, and then I'm going to actually pass the other one through the other way. Okay, I'm going to pass the other end of this paracord through the other way. And the reason I'm going to do that is so that my compass hangs straight for me. So I can bring those up like this. I can pull those until they're about even how I want them. And now all I have to do is tie these off. So I'm going to just put a little knot in this to tie it off. And I'll put another knot over this way. And I've got a bunch of extra paracord that I can either leave or I can take it off. But that is going to hang real nicely for me right there on that that loop that I created. So I'm very pleased with how that loop's going to work for me. Now, all I have to do now is take this, hook it up to my vest, and I'm ready to go with some really nice homemade Ranger beads. What we're going to do next is I'm going to take you outside once the weather clears up, and we're going to actually show you how you might want to use this thing. So we've got our Ranger beads. I've got them right here hanging on my vest. And what we're going to do now is figure out how many paces it takes me to go 100 meters. So what I've done is I've marked out 100 meters on the road out in front of my house, and I'm going to count the number of paces it takes me to go that 100 meters. Now, a pace is not a step. So a step is every time one of your feet hits the ground. So that'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are steps. I'm not doing steps, I'm doing paces. So a pace is I'm going to start on one foot, and every time the other foot hits the ground, that is one pace. So that'd be like right 1, right 2. So that's what I call a pace, and I'm going to count how many paces that I think it should take me to go that 100 meters. Now I think it's going to be somewhere between 62 and 65 paces. That's what many people on the internet have counted for their paces. I'm about average height, so I figure it's going to be somewhere between there, doing just an average normal walking pace. So let's see how many paces it takes me to go 100 meters. Okay, I'm standing on my green spot. I've got my other green spot 100 meters away, way down the road that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to count my paces. I'm going to start with my right foot. And every time my left foot hits the ground, we're going to call that a pace. And I'm going to count the first 10 and then be quiet for the rest of them so that I can just speed up the video. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 62 paces. So for me, it looks like about 62 to 63 paces is going to be 100 meters, which means about 620 to 630 paces would be a kilometer. But every time I go 62 paces, I would move one of these beads. Now, that's on flat pavement. If you are in the woods, your pace might be different. If you are going uphill or downhill, your pace is going to be different. If you're on rocky terrain or you're on wet terrain, your pace may be different. So what you need to do is get one of your Right in the Rain pads, and for each different type of terrain, figure out how many paces it takes for you to go 100 meters. Now it's going to take a lot of time. You have to measure out 100 meters. You have to pace it several times and take the average. And if you do that, you'll get a pretty good listing in your book. So when you're out in the woods, you're having to do land navigation, the number of paces you count to move each one of these beads is going to be different depending upon the terrain you're on for that 100 meters. And so if you have that booklet with you, you'll be able to tell how many paces you need to count for the next bead. So hopefully that was helpful. We had a lot of fun. We made our own Ranger beads. We used them. We learned how to figure out our pace count for our beads. And I think the next time you go into the woods, you're going to find this to be a really useful piece of your kit. So remember what we always say, stay strong, stay prepared, and have a blessed day. We'll see you real soon on Cowboy Survival.